What's going on, guys? Steven here, and I'm happy to bring you back to the PMU D-League. We have week 2 coming at you now. We take on the Bikini Bottom Blastoise this week, and he definitely has a really scary team. His 12 Mons are Magearna, Amoonguss, Nidoking, Talonflame, Alolan Raichu, Licky, Mecha Slowbro, Terrakion, Blastoise, Oricorio, and Noivern. So Magearna is a giant threat. Always a threat to any team, really. Let's see. Terrakion puts in a ton of work. Terrakion was kind of overlooked in prep. I was so prepping for like the Magearna, and I kind of like didn't even realize he had Terrakion, and then I realized, oh my god, that's such a threat in the back. So it's a rough team to prepare for. He's got crazy wall breaker like Nidoking sitting around too, and really good wall core, Mega Slowbro and Amoonguss. It's going to be a hard team to beat. Should be a fun battle. So for starters, let's get into the team here. First off, we have the 60s. Our choice specs this week: Volcanion with Fire Blast, Steam Eruption, Hidden Power Electric, and Earth Power. Running 220 speed to outspeed a max speed modest Magearna, 36 HP, and 252 max special attack modest. Actually, let me change these level 50 real quick, just so you see their in-game stats. There we go. There we go. So, yeah. There we go. So, 160 HP, 199 special attack at level 50. He's there to just blow everything away. The best counter he has to this would be an Assault Vest Blastoise. Would be pretty good. That's why you have HP Electric, but if he's Assault Vest, it's not really going to do that much. HP Electric 2-hit KOs Mega Slowbro if he doesn't have significant special defense investments. Has a chance to OHKO every Mon on his team. This Mon's such a crazy wall breaker. Next up, we have our I Spy the Jirachi, holding the leftovers, Serene Grace, Wish, Protect, Iron Head, Fire Punch, max HP, 188 special defense, and 68 speed. And the speed is there to outspeed a, was it modest? What is Jirachi there to outspeed? I think it was a max speed timid Magearna. And then the rest is in HP and special bulk to wall the Magearna with Wish, Protect, hit it back with Fire Punch so he can't beat us with like a Calm Mind Magearna. I know Iron Head is neutral, but I wanted a little bit more damage and the chance to like maybe burn it, get an extra chip off. Next we have our physically defensive Cynthia the Garchomp, holding the Rocky Helmet with the rough skin. Stealth Rocks, Earthquake, Toxic, Swords Dance. I didn't have a fourth move that I really needed. Maybe Dragon Tail, but it wasn't really too necessary. We just throw Swords Dance on there, maybe to like beat the Amoonguss if it's like switching in on us. Maybe like we're last Mon and he has like 2 and he has Slowbro, we can Swords Dance and maybe do a little more damage to it to kill it at some point. Basically, I didn't have a fourth move, and this had the most maybe potential upside out of any move I could put on there, so we just went with it. We are 208 HP, 52 speed to outspeed a Magearna, max speed timid as well again. 248 defends with an impish nature. We can take 2 scarfed close combats from Terrakion and live. If he's banded, we'll know by the damage and can go into our next Mon, which is our Robin Hood the Decidueye. Holding the Lumberry with the Overgrow ability, Swords Dance, Roost, Spirit Shock, a Leaf Blade. 84 speed to outspeed, I think it was... Can't remember off the top of my head. He had the speed to outspeed something. Max attack and 172 HP. It's a pretty good wall breaker and against his team. Like +2 Spirit Shackle does a ton. Leaf Blade potential, like almost 2-hit KOs Mega Slowbro if he's not completely physically bulky, which I don't think he would be. He either brings Slowbro and Blastoise specially defensive and Slowbro is physically defensive, or he can try to have Slowbro wall Volcanion by being specially defensive. But even if he's specially defensive, if I predict with HP Electrics right, he could still be in a world of trouble. Our next mon is our best Nidoking answer in a sense, but we don't have any move to touch the Nidoking. So we have Saitama the Hitmonchan holding the Assault Vest with the Iron Fist ability, Drain Punch, Mach Punch, Thunder Punch, Rapid Spin. Max HP, max attack, 8 special defense. Drain Punch is there to get our HP back. Mach Punch is there for priority. Thunder Punch is there so Slowbro cannot switch in on us for free. And Rapid Spin is to get rid of the hazard. This is our only Nidoking switch in. Except Decidueye kind of a little bit takes an Earth Power, but then doesn't take Ice Beams or Flamethrowers. Nidoking is a crazy scary mon. We don't have much for it. We're most likely going to have to end up sacking things when it comes in, and then go out into this and beat it 1v1 with the Drain Punches. The most he could do to us is about 50% if he's Modest Life Orb. So we'll see with that. And then we have Mr. Man with the Life Orb, our Landorus Eye with the Sheer Force ability, Rock Polish, Earth Power, Psychic, Rock Slide. 92 speed, outspeeds, I think, like a Scarfed Noivern or Scarfed Terrakion at level 50. Point is outspeed his fastest thing. 2v2 special attack, mild nature, 44 attack investment, 120 HP. Something to note here, we're not outspeeding a Nidoking if he's max speed. Even if he's max speed modest, we don't outspeed him. This is probably a mistake. I shouldn't really have done this. There's no reason to not to. We should see what happens with this when we get into the battle. But that's the team for this week. Should be a fun one. He's got a really scary team, but I think we're built to handle it decently well, maybe. So let's get into the replay here. Okay. So starting off, we see that he brings Talonflame, Nidoking, Slowbro, Terrakion, Magearna, and Licky Licky. So we don't see the Blastoise, meaning his Volcanion switch-ins are super, super limited. But we do see the Terrakion and the Nidoking, things I have a very tough time switching and playing around, so we got to keep our best to have the offensive foot and make sure we're never playing on the back foot. So let's get into it here. So his lead is Sunburned, and that's the Talonflame. We led Jirachi. I can't remember 100% what I was expecting, but this was not it, and this is not a very good lead matchup. We're going to go right out into our Garchomp and try to get some chip off. Hopefully, I predict he's going to go for the U-turn, but he actually goes for the Flare Blitz, so that's pretty solid for us because he's going to take a little bit of recoil too and do very, very negligible damage. He's going to take the Rough Skin. Now he's going to take the Rocky Helmet and the Flare Blitz recoil. So the Talonflame is already about half health. And then he surprises me and stays in a U-turn instead of hard switching, taking another round of Rocky Helmet and Rough Skin. I want to say poor play on his part because we clicked our Stealth Rocks here. So now he can't even come back in and be alive. So Talonflame's dead. We don't even have to worry about that because he doesn't have a Defog or hazard removal that he brought. So he's going to go into Slowbro here. I could have Toxic here, but I was fearing like maybe a Scald or an Ice Beam and didn't want to risk it because I needed Garchomp for the Terrakion. So we're going to go hard into our Volcanion as he is going to go right ahead and Mega Evolve, get his shell, get some armor, get a big and beefy 180 defense, and go for a Calm Mind. This was a bit of an issue because now our Specs Hidden Power Electric does not 2-hit KO. So we're going to go ahead and click HP Electric just to see his set. We do about 50, a little less, but he's going to go for another Calm Mind, and now we definitely have no chance of killing him with this next one. So we're at this is a pretty big problem on our hands right now. So what I can do here is I can go for another one, and then force him to slack off here. Or Calm Mind and slack off next turn, but if he doesn't slack off, he would have died. So he slacks off, the right play on his part. And I know if I click this again, he's probably going to slack off. So I use this as a free switch into my Decidui. Alright, so he's going to go for another slack off. And at +2, I should have lived a Psyshock from my calcs. So we're going to go ahead for the Leaf Blade. And we can get 2 off, and we can do some good damage. And he's going to go straight up for the Psyshock. But as we see, he had some special attack investment, and he takes us out here. So it's 6-5, early in his favor. So we're going to go into Garchomp now, and we're going to try to get ourselves off a Toxic on this guy. So we get the Toxic. We do land it, which is very good. If I would have missed, that would have been terrible. So he's going to be badly poisoned. He went for the Slack Off, which I understand because whatever move I hit him with, he was just going to take damage and be at a not very great amount of health. So it makes sense that he wanted to Slack Off here. And now we're going to have to play around a little bit. So we're going to switch out into our Jirachi, our especially defensive, especially bulky. And we're going to take a Scald at +2 from Mega Slowbro. It's going to do a hefty chunk, about half. We're going to get the leftovers. And at this point, I decided to reveal Protect just to get some more leftovers recovery, chip him down with Toxic a little bit more, and see what he wants to go for. So he's almost around half. We're gonna. This is a huge threat, so we're having to be careful playing around this. So we're gonna go out into Volcanion, anticipating another Scald, but he swaps into his JoJo, which was the Terrakion. Yeah. So here, obviously, I can't stay in. I don't want to get Stone Edged and blown away. So we're gonna go hard right into our best Terrakion answer, which is our defensive Garchomp. And he's going to click Earthquake. It's not going to do too much, telling me he's definitely not banded. So he could be Z-move, anything like that. So we're going to see switches as well, which makes me believe he's Scarfed, because Earthquake wouldn't kill, but Close Combat would. If he had it, he would have gone for it. So he's going to go into Licky Licky here. And I was anticipating maybe like a bulky set with like Toxic, Wish, Body Slam, something like that, knockoff maybe. Because that doesn't do all that much, but we are also no attack invested, so we're going to go out here into Jirachi, hopefully getting a Wish up, maybe get some of our health back. But he is going to go for Swords Dance. So if he has Earthquake, we're potentially in some trouble. But I am faster, and I will be able to Iron Head and hopefully get a flinch or two. So here, his Quick Claw pops. And we see his best move to hit me is Hammer Arm, but he misses. So that's pretty good for us. We're going to get our Iron Head off. We're going to get some more leftovers recovery. So we're at about 150, about 3/4. We're going to click Iron Head again. We're going to get this one off. And then he's going to not flinch and Hammer Arm us. Because I have the worst luck with Jirachi clicking Iron Head. So we're going to get some leftovers back. And then this next turn, we're going to just click Protect. He gets his Quick Claw pop for the second time in 3 turns, but it doesn't matter because we protected. And then next turn, we should just be able to kill with an Iron Head. And our Jirachi is pretty weakened. Our one Magearna answer is kind of weak. It's not very great for us. But he's going to get another Quick Claw pop. And instead of my Jirachi killing him and having my Jirachi around, it's going to go down to a Hammer Arm. 3 Quick Claws in 4 turns was pretty unfortunate, but it's Pokemon. 20% chance to happen 3 out of 4 times. It's really unlucky for me. But we can just go Hitmonchan here. We can click Mach Punch. I doubt he's going to save it. So that's the Licky Licky down. And now he can bring in Slowbro for basically hella free right here. But what I can do is switch right on out into, I believe, Volcanion. Yeah. because if he calm minds, he die. Like, he can't really beat me now that he's toxic. So, you know how that goes. So he's gonna recover, be back up to full. He's gonna take his 6% from toxic, and I'm just gonna fire off a spec steam eruption, and you're gonna see the power. Look at this resist, taking over half, and he's just gonna click Psyshock, get some damage off on the Volcanion. And then next turn, we're going to pick up a kill on this Slowbro with a Steam Eruption. Actually, no. Yeah, I'm wrong. He goes Talonflame here and sacks it to get a free switch into his Terrakion. So the Slowbro is still around, but the Talonflame is no longer around. That thing kind of just did nothing. Huge threat down, to be honest. Had a lot of potential. So he's going to go hard into Terrakion, and I want to pause the video right here. So at this point, my play was to take this Stone Edge, die, basically sack my Volcanion. Assuming he's Scarfed, I won the game. I go into Landorus, I click Rock Polish, and then he has Slowbro, Terrakion, Magearna, and Nidoking, all of which die to a any one attack from my Landorus. So we're going to go ahead and try to execute that plan, but we dodge the Stone Edge, and he does not dodge the Steam Eruption. So Volcanion picks up another kill. It makes the end game a little harder for me to have played in the end, but it was my best play there to get my Lando sweep off, because if he wasn't, even a Continental Crush, if he was Jolly, I don't think killed me with my HP investment. But we're just going to go ahead and click Steam Eruption on this Magearna, do about 60%. He's going to Volt Switch and pick up the KO here. He gets his Soul Heart, but it doesn't matter because he's switching out. But what we do get out of this is the initiative to go into whatever we want. So he's going to go out into Nidoking. Now, this is where I think the game was kind of over. I didn't have anything to beat this, and I kind of was realizing I should have had Drain Punch on, or should have had Ice Punch on. So he's going to go for Sludge Wave, and on that damage, we're going to see that he is Modest Life Orb. So we're going to Drain Punch, do about a third, and get some HP back here. Going to go back up to 107. And he may be thinking we just wrong predicted, but we're going to go for another Drain Punch. I think he predicted me to Ice Punch here, so he wanted to get the switch into Magearna, but we're just going to Drain Punch again. We're going to pick up the kill on the Magearna, and we're going to get some more HP back. Now, this HP is pretty important because it lets me, after I sack something, come in, and after Drain Punch recovery, take 2 more hits from Nidoking, and then kill with a Mach Punch. So the Slowbro is going to come in and be able to recover. I had Thunder Punch here, but it was a roll to kill. As crazy as it sounds, Iron Fist Max Attack Thunder Punch, a roll to kill this beast. So we're going to go hard Landorus. I did live 1 Scald with my HP investment. So it was a safe-ish play, and I was pretty sure he was going to recover. So after this, he's a little bit about a 60%. So we're going to click Earth Power, and we should pick up a kill here, as we do. So the only one left is Nidoking, and as you guys can remember, I didn't speed creep the Nidoking properly, so it still has a chance to run House through us. So we're just gonna stay and click Psychic and see if we can kill it, and we do outspeed. So he was not max speed. Our gamble paid off, and that's going to be it. We're gonna pick up the, I believe, 3-0 victory over the Bikini Bottom Blastoise. And that's going to be it for week 2 of the PMU. We're 2-0 with a +8 differential, and I can't wait to see you guys back here for week 3. Peace.